So good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming to Honoring and Uniting Women Veterans, the ceremony and this terrific arts festival that we're going to have today. Great, thank you. You ready? Great. We have a very special treat this morning as we have our official honor ceremony. The award-winning Junior ROTC Marine Corps unit from Ridgewoods High School in Peoria, Illinois, has graciously agreed to present the colors for us. I have to say, I need to interject a little bit. They come from a great area. My former boss, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, he immigrated from Georgia, the country Georgia, after World War II, he and his family. And they immigrated to Peoria, and he credits Peoria for his success in the military, and that was General John Kashvili. And so these young people are following in his footsteps, and he has left an extraordinary legacy of service for them. So good for them, huh? So without further ado, I would ask you to stand for the posting of the colors and the national anthem. So thank you again, young Marines, for starting our program in such a terrific note and bringing official honors to the day. So good morning again. I'm Marilla Cushman. I'm a retired Army Lieutenant Colonel, proud Army Lieutenant Colonel. And I am the senior advisor to the president of the Women's Memorial Foundation. And I am proud to be here today to be your MC. I'm going to call to the podium now our president, Phyllis Wilson, CW5 Phyllis Wilson, to give you the official welcome from the Military Women's Memorial. Phyllis? And oh, I'm sorry, please be seated. Thank you. You guys are so diligent. Thank you. There you go.
Oh, this was... Well, good morning, everybody, and thank you for taking time out of your Saturday to spend time with us at the Military Women's Memorial. And first, let me thank Anne Marie Halterman, Tiffany Wheeler, Cynthia Scott Johnson, and all the folks at Uniting Us for their vision, their creativity, and generosity in making all of this happen, and for their partnership with us at the Military Women's Memorial. And thanks to Uniting Us and their collaborating partners, Community Building Artworks and the Armed Services Arts Partnership, we've been able to host here at the Memorial a summer-long calendar of extraordinary events around healing with the arts and those authentic American heroes, our veterans and active duty artists and their family members. So thank you very much for that. In May, we launched the remarkable art exhibit that you see through our gallery. It's been up for the past 3 months. The time has flown. I told folks that myself, as a nurse, a veteran of 37 years, I started when I was very young, a combat veteran, and a veteran with a family of combat veterans myself, I get it, that we have a unique experience and feelings that just can't be expressed, at least acceptably, in proper parties, through any other means but art. And I've experienced the power of art and its therapeutic benefits. And I've witnessed the immense healing powers of artistic self-expression, particularly for wounds that are often invisible. I love that the Military Women's Memorial is the glue that brought all of these factors together: veterans, families, artists, organizers, curators, and vision. First, to make a difference for our veterans, and secondly, to showcase for the American public a story of valor, patriotism, diversity, creativity, camaraderie, and compassion. A story that in the end has created this amazing summer with the arts, and most importantly, united us in a common cause, the celebration and, yes, healing of America's veterans. It goes without saying that our heartfelt thanks goes out to Uniting Us and Quilts of Honor and its founder, the wonderful Gail Belmont, for this honoring and uniting women veterans ceremony. There is no more fitting place to honor women veterans than right here at their memorial, America's only major national memorial to honor their service. And for nearly 24 years now, this memorial has told the remarkable story of the almost 3 million women who have served this nation so proudly, beginning with the American Revolution. Soon after legislation was passed in 1986 to establish this memorial, we started asking service women, past and present, to register their story of service with the memorial so it would be preserved for all time, not forgotten to history, and that each woman would take her rightful and visible place in history for generations to come. Why? Because it is so important that American history be complete, that military history be complete, and it isn't done so unless our stories are included. To date, nearly 300,000 women have registered their service of military service here at the memorial. A substantial number, but in reality, we have so much more to do. 300,000 out of 3 million. So we have 2.7 million more stories to date that we're waiting to add. And as more young women join the military ranks, it will only continue to grow. Earlier this year, we launched a national registration campaign to find and register all 3 million women, past and present. So I ask any of you who may not be registered to do so today. Do so for yourself and for our history. And I ask each of you to help. If you know of a servicewoman, past or present, living or deceased, help her take her rightful place in history by registering her service. It's easy to do online at our website, womensmemorial.org, or there are registration forms in the lobby that you can take and complete. Without your help, we will not meet our mission, and we all know we like to accomplish our missions. So welcome to all of you, and thank you for joining us in this very special ceremony. We're so delighted to have all of you here at the Military Women's Memorial at the ceremonial entrance to Arlington National Cemetery, where we honor all of you today, but especially I want to shout out to our women veterans that are here. If you would stand for a second, I'd like to see, if you're able to, if you can stand, I want to see how many women veterans we have in the house. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, and welcome to your memorial. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Phyllis. I really appreciate that. So I have the pleasure of bringing to the podium Anne Marie Halterman. Anne Marie is an Air Force veteran and the executive director of Uniting Us, kind of the prime mover for getting us all here today. She is, as I said, she's the founder and the executive director of Uniting Us, and during her Air Force service, Anne Marie's experiences range from field bed-down operations in deployed locations to official NATO and international embassy presentations and program management. Originally from northern Wisconsin, Anne Marie began her military journey at the Air Force Academy, and her entry into the civil engineering field aligned perfectly with her passion to work collaboratively in high-tempo operations. Anne Marie was the lead engineer on a $550 million NATO bed-down program, and she deployed multiple times from 1998 to 2002. In 2006, Anne Marie started an engineering and consulting business providing subject matter expert services to organizations located around the world. And in 2015, she began working on strategic program design as a senior advisor for the National Endowment of the Arts and experienced the healing and community building power of therapeutic arts, which brought us here today. So without further ado, Anne Marie, please join us here at the podium. Woo-hoo!
So you all are so kind, and I want to say that it's such an honor to stand here today and see children, families, male veterans, women veterans, and Americans that want to celebrate service. And I can't imagine doing that without having the opportunity to be in this gallery, which is my favorite in this area, and having the opportunity to work with a lady by the name of Annette Poland, who is a brilliant artist. So when you walk through the exhibit, you're going to see that there are over 180 pieces of art, and you're going to be like, wow, is there really 180? Her vision allowed us to take artwork from all around the United States, from veterans, military, and their family members, and be able to exhibit it in a colorful, beautiful way. And each piece of art has a story. And that story starts with maybe when they were kids, when they're in the military, but a combination of their life experiences. And they have the courage to share that. And that's what is allowing us to celebrate around that today. And I would just like, Annette has a few words. Unfortunately, she was not able to come today, but I would like to introduce her because for me, this experience with Summer with the Arts has been fabulous. But the true benefit is not only meeting all of you, which we've met some of the nicest people in the world, so thank you, Phyllis, for that opportunity, but also Annette Pullen, who, a professional artist. She was, I'm going to read this so I get it right because I don't want to do anything wrong for her, but I have such great respect for her. Annette Pullen curated this show. She's a scholar as a professor emeritus from the Corcoran College of Art and Design at George Washington University. If anyone saw Faces of the Fallen, that was Annette Pullen. She did that exhibit, which over 2,500 people came to celebrate the lives of more than 1,300 service members that had fallen from after 9/11 to the date that they did the exhibit. A momentous time because think about getting the approval or the RSVPs for 80 women veterans. Now think about 1,300 families that have lost someone due to the terrorist acts that started on 9/11. So the exhibit Faces of the Fallen started here. It also had spent some time in the Pentagon. But Annette, every Memorial Day, I called her this year and I said, I just want to say thank you because she is what helps so many of us remember what it's all about. And she has a few words that she wants to say. If you ever get a chance to meet her, please tell her what a fan I am, and I think everyone else that knows her is. But Matt, if you could start the video, that would be fantastic.
Okay. Thank you, Anne Marie. I'm very grateful to be able to help honor Uniting Us, Quilts of Honor, and the Military Women's Memorial on this occasion. Uniting Us uses art to inspire and empower. Actually, that's what I'd like on my tombstone. Inspired and empowered by art. There at the Women's Memorial in 2005, at the opening of Faces of the Fallen, when 2,500 family members and 250 artists gathered to honor the American servicemen and women who made the ultimate sacrifice in Afghanistan and Iraq, I learned the power of art, and I've never forgotten. Art is so much more than something beautiful to hang on the wall. Art creates community. Art can bring people together. The Women's Military Memorial was created to honor women serving in the military. A lot has happened in this country and abroad in the last few years to better appreciate the role women play in all walks of life. Women's service is better understood and more respected. The Women's Memorial helped change that. Uniting Us is part of that change, and in turn leads to more change. This event that Uniting Us is sponsoring to bring women in the military together in front of works of art by more than 110 veterans, military, and family members makes me so proud. Thank you for letting me be part of it.
So Annette is small in stature, but when she sees a piece of art, we had over 400 pieces of art on tables when we set up the exhibit. And she's about 5 foot tall and a ball of energy. And she just went down and she'd grab one and tell someone to grab another one, and she just started making it. It was like a dance with the artwork. And so I just was wondering, is JP here? Could you come up to the stage, please, just for a minute? There's a lot of chaos in the world right now, and I think that we deserve an opportunity to just have a moment of silence and some perspective to balance the energy. We know what's going on the outside. We're here to celebrate this, but we're not forgetting what's happening around the world. And so JP is a friend, and I would just like, and she's a poet, and many other things, but I would just like her to help us gain perspective on being here today and the chaos in the world.
Thank you. First, I just have to say thank you so much. Thank you, Anne-Marie, for the invitation. I didn't know I'd be here, and it's the only place I want to be, and I'm already moved, so you can feel it in my breath. I am an artist, a storyteller, and a poet, and this piece that I am going to share is a piece that came in 2 days before New York City went into lockdown, and I never shared it, and I had the opportunity to share it with here, a beautiful ceremony last week with another artist whose exhibit is here as well, Nora Maccabee, and I didn't know it would be birthed for women here at the museum and obviously for all of humanity, so this is quite the honor. It's called Humanity Rise. Hello, dear patriots, sisters, brothers, family, and friends. It's time. It is time to raise our reverence. Now, I'd like you to think about music and how it brings us together in shared song. It reminds me of solidarity and how all of our hearts belong. Immunity, if you look at the word, is I'm unity. You, me, he, she, we. We must help heal, honor, and uplift humanity. So come home. Come home to the inner Om of your soul's sanctuary. Let's deepen our breath, our voice, our prayer, our intent. We have been given this challenging time to reflect on the enormity of Earth's great discontent. Our planet is at a pivot point. It is now clear for all to see. What choices are you making to help raise the frequency? In this season of surrender, I gracefully ask you to remember the truest true of all the avatars, masters, and sages, the holy ones who hold the wisdom of the ages, that love is the greatest force multiplier. It's the healer, the placebo, the Jedi, and the great unifier. Fear, now hear me, fear is merely a messenger of what we must all master in order to be free. The light will come out of the dark, but we must show up and face it. That is the alchemy. So, while there is sickness, death, anxiety, and large-scale injustice and global disharmony, I ask you, can you go into your heart center and allow peace and true presence to enter? Can you do that for humanity? Can you deeply rest? Can you meditate? Can you simply be? Can you soften into equanimity? Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let it begin with we. Let's clean up and purify our heart sets, bring awareness to our mindsets, bring greater kindness and forgiveness. Can you forgive me? Yeah. And he, and she, and them, and we're all in this together. We are connected. It's a collective. That's how it works, dear family. So let's bring more patience and generosity, greater dignity and reciprocity, more joy, more beauty, more sweetness. And please bring your game-changing genius. Yes, show me your creativity. Shine your inner light and help hearts rise so we may transmute and alchemize this epoch into our finest of tides. Because what will the new narrative be? Now is the time. Now is that opportunity. Each choice we make, let me say that again, each choice we make powerfully paves the way for what our future will say is our most beautiful and resilient of destinies. That is the potential of these days. You want to know what I believe? I believe mankind's love story is where it all lies. Our larger humanity, our compassion, our noble, harmonic rise. So, dear ones, tell me, what story shall it be? I challenge each of us to show, to walk, to sing, to dance, to paint, to be the greatness of our possibility. Thank you.
So as we are moving forward, and we're paying attention to time because there's food out there, and I always know not to get in the way of the food. Uniting Us is so happy to be here, but really we've been planning this a couple years, and Gail Bellamont is our cohort in crime. And so, Gail, are you coming out here? So Gail was one of our first artists. When Uniting Us started, and we said, we have this idea. We want to show veteran art because they need to tell their stories. Right? I mean, and they tell a story every time they make what they do when they make this craft and this masterpiece that you've seen hanging up on the walls out here. And I don't know, Gail helped me learn something. And that's hard because I'm from northern Wisconsin and slow. But North America has had this practice of having quilts since the 17th century. And the cool part about the quilt is not only its long history, but how it documents history through time. Today we're celebrating service. Our person that entered the service first that we're celebrating today started in 1944. And we have some current day active duty members that we're honoring as well. And I think that the junior ROTC group that was here, we're honoring them because guess what? They're our future. And everyone in this theater and listening has the ability to serve moving forward. And that's what we're celebrating. But the quilts, let me talk a second about those. The quilting, it's textile. It's tactile, you can feel it. It gives you warmth, comfort. You know, a lot of people, you can buy a blanket in the store. You can pay $10 for one. But if you have a chance.
Like
50, okay, yeah, that's right, prices went up.
Yeah.
$50, maybe 51 with tax, yeah. But, you know, so there's a blanket that you can buy, and then there's a piece of artwork that's a masterpiece that you can't buy. It's priceless. And so today, what we're going to do is celebrate many phenomenal women. And unfortunately, not every woman that has served our country can be here today. But this is a small sampling of the greatness that exists. And you've come from all over the world. Maura, I'm so happy to see you. Maura. She must be very tired because she came from very, very far away. But other countries across the U.S., thank you for joining us today. As we're looking at the tradition of quilts, we're pleased to present to you not only the honorees, but we're also doing a recognition. But it's really the fabric of our nation that we're talking about, service, and what we can do for our families, our friends, our communities, and our country, and beyond. And so that fabric is something that we would like to share with you. And so with that, I'm going to pass the mic off to Gail, and she's going to tell you how it is, because I'm the Air Force person, and she is the Army. So sit up straight. Sit up straight. And pay very close attention to what she says, because if you get it wrong, we're all in trouble.
You guys can come back. This is my Quilt of Honor crew right here. It takes 6 to 8 of us, and there's a couple over here. We came from California. Like she said, I'm a U.S. Army veteran, actually a WAC, and you know there's getting where there's not a lot of WACs left. I served in the Women's Army Corps band. I am a trumpet player, still a bugler to this day. I was honored last night to play at the World War I Memorial in the pouring rain, but buglers do their thing. So because when I was 18, and part of my duties was to play taps all through Mississippi and Alabama, I had never seen a funeral home, and it changed my life. So when I got out, I didn't even play my horn for many years until my uncle died. And then I said, I need to give him a real taps. That's the biggest honor you can give any veteran. And so I started to play again, and I haven't stopped since. And now I seem to have this thing that I got to play everywhere. So I don't know if that's good either. So what we do is, because of that, many years ago, one lady founded an organization called Quilts of Valor, and it was to honor the wounded. And I did work for that agency for a while. I've even presented a few quilts in here many years ago. And I decided, you know what, I'm a veteran, and I kind of get this a little bit differently, so I think we better do it my way. So, guess what? Quilts of Honor was founded. I'm very proud of this organization. It will be 11 years this next year. We've done over 9,000 quilts. I always say we're small but mighty. We're always looking for volunteers, just like the memorial is looking for volunteers, and so is Uniting Us. You need to get out there and volunteer, and I have to tell you, there's nobody than a better volunteer than a veteran. I mean, veterans are special people. There's a heart in here that you just always have, and if you're lost and you need something, volunteer. So today we're going to honor a few people. We hope we don't miss anybody, and we will work it out if we do get glitches on the way. And I'm going to tell you something, we run by the seat of our pants. So if something happens, don't be surprised. Okay. Okay, Marilla, it's your show. Your turn. Okay, we're going to alphabetical you. And we're going to do 5 at a time. Now, this is where it gets really hard, okay? Now, remember when you served, you always had to do everything by your last name. You had to get in line. You stood where you were told. You're going to do the same thing today. You're going to think that you went back in the Army or the Navy or the Air Force or the Marines, but the Army did have it the best. So, when we call your name out, please come up in that order. If you get confused, ask somebody. Okay. Tiffany will be over there to direct you if you went wrong.
Okay. Okay, this is where I get to say, listen up, troops.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to have our first 5 honorees. Baker, Anna, Belle, Jerry, Carrion, Maria, Cook, Jessica, Dane, Jennifer.
There's always a few glitches, so why they're glitching? Each one of ours are one of a kind. You will never see the same quilt. All the quilters can do their own thing as long as they stay by sizes and colorings and not too many flowers. Each one is numbered and registered, and each recipient's name goes on the back.
What we're gonna do is I'm gonna hand these 5 out. When I tell you to unfold, you're gonna unfold. Don't do it before I do it. Okay, enough, right? Like Mario and just hold it right there. Now, before you unfold, this little lady right here works in the snack bar, right? So, I always find out where they are, and I always find out what their background is. And she told me a little story, and I was like, get her name, how do we give her a quilt? And so it took a little bit, so she's like, well, how did I get up here? It wasn't my fault. Okay, now what you do, ladies, pull them babies out and show them.
Oh, it's beautiful.
because she's got a piece of her art that's hanging up here that is actually going to be a G puzzle. And
I'm so happy for you.
I want you to know, folks, these ladies represent service from 1977 to 2016. And our next recipients, Penny Lee Deere, Gloria Dent, Renee Diaz, Edie Disler, and Mary Doyle. It's such a pleasure to stand here and see so many familiar faces and to know that we're honoring so many of you in this way. Some of you I've served with many years ago and since I've been here at the Women's Memorial. It's what a treat. Nope, I know we have more.
we do.
Yeah.
This is Air Force. Just taking a time.
See there?
Yeah, that looks like, yeah.
See, I told you there was a glitch. Mary? The last name is on the other one. We got another one. This one?
I
Yeah.
don't know if anyone has heard of this little Delta variant, but we thankfully had some honorees that had been exposed and let us know that they were waiting for their test results. And we thank them for their consideration so that we could all come today and celebrate, and that they will actually be honored as well. So about 80 women veterans total.
Beautiful. Yeah. And this group of veterans represented service from 1975 to the present. Now, this next group of people, only 3 of them, very special group. Could I have Celine Dye, Diane Helfrich, and Christina Helfrich-Pulaski come to the stage, please?
Who served OEF, retired in 2009. You guys are going to come all the way up. We're not letting you guys get away with it.
So, folks, this is 3 generations of women's service to the nation. So Grandma Celine, So Grandma Celine was a World War II cadet nurse. It was an extraordinary program that changed nursing, standardized nursing here in America. Diane Helfrich, mom, was an Army nurse during Vietnam. And granddaughter Christina retired from the U.S. Army in 2009. Hooah! Thank you so much.
She's Army, she's folding.
There you go. Gail was saying she's Army, she's folding it. That's what's holding it up. Anyway. Okay, so our next group of honorees, Estabrooks Liz. Fenner Lori. Furman Lisa. Fobbs Annette. Fuscaldo Barb.
Well, you ladies are doing good getting in line up.
So if any of you women veterans are having issues, you want to see Liz? Liz is the Deputy Director at the Center for Women Veterans at the VA.
She's so tall. Can't fool, ladies. Oh, I gotta help you. She got a little problem over here. The floor. It's vacation. It's unhealthy. You're welcome. That way.
It's good to see you. So our next group, thank you so much. Our next group, Kristen Goodwin. Whoops, sorry, Goodwin Kristen. Harold Roshana. Henderson Kelly. Hendricks Thomas Kate. And a special guest, not a military woman, but a woman who has devoted the last 24 years to service of the service of military women, is Donna Hull. Donna, pardon me. Donna has been director here at the memorial for some 24 years and has recently taken on the great task of community outreach for the foundation.
Can you go over those 5 names again?
Sure. Got General Goodwin. Roshana Harrell.
Oh, we don't have Donna's quilt.
Ah, that's the deal. Ah. There you go.
Okay, I'm full, ladies. She has a lot of helpers down there.
This group of women has served this nation from 1996 to the present. Our next group, Kearney Cheryl, Krepp Denise, Lang Jara, Mack Heather, and Madison Luana.
She's telling me it's beautiful. She hasn't taken it out.
Krepp.
They lost it. Yeah. It's one in a special place.
That's good.
Carol, you're not supposed to peek. Sorry. There's no peeking. She's in there. quilts in them, and they're stacked all around the back. And, you know, Gail doesn't look like she's fierce, but she is Army. She can carry one of those bags in one hand. And so as they're looking for the one that we're missing, what I think is really interesting is we weren't able to get, I don't think we have a Space Force person here. Oh, wow. Oh, we can celebrate. We have Space Force here. Thank you, Kristen, for doing that. I did not even think about that. So we have all the services represented.
Started distressing me. No, I didn't find it, but I had another one. So I'll get her name on it and all that.
Okay, great.
I told you to improvise.
Okay, it is what it is. And these ladies represent service from 1984 to 2019. Maldonado, Angelina. Martin, Laurel. Martinez, Alice. McGuire, Mariah. Maria. Mora, thank you. Minich, Jeanette. Shall we? You have Maldonado, Martin, Martinez, McGuire, and Minich.
What's bad about our dog is that each one of these have a name on the back of it, and once that name is put on that label, the only thing we can do is cut that label off and put a new one on and put the name on. So when somebody doesn't show, or they say that they're gonna or they're show up and they weren't gonna show up, and your name was put back, it comes a little difficult for us. But we do adapt. It just takes a few minutes. So,
And we're not suggesting that anyone on the stage right now maybe showed up or didn't show up. It's just,
yeah.
and we're sorry.
Yeah.
You have such a beautiful dress on and a beautiful name.
So while we're waiting, we have a currently serving, Mariah is a currently serving public health service nurse. Alice Martinez is currently serving in the Coast Guard. And Angelina Maldonado is currently serving in the Air Force. Thank you. Thanks, Sarah. You bet. So our next honorees, Mitchell, Charlotte. Moss, Carla. Noble, Nicola. Nunn, Olivia. Paitlin, Mandy.
Okay, they didn't get him again. So
Again?
after
Noble,
Noble.
Nunn, and Paitlin. And Paitlin. Paitlin.
Army, that's so important.
You know, Gail, this group is all Army. Ooh-ah.
Okay, I'm full, ladies.
I'm just gonna look to see what you're gonna
Ooh, gorgeous. Go Army.
I would like to take this minute. Carla, can you stand up? Carla is our ambassador here for Quilts of Honor on this end of the East Coast, and so she gets us into a lot of trouble. And if you need anything, see Carla. Okay, we're ready.
Okay. Our next group, Pearl, Kathleen. Poe, Amy. Porterfield, Chelsea. Price, Sharon. Richardson, Jessica.
This is a very good friend, fast friend, really. And she's going to clue me for this later. But this is Chelsea. She is the 38th Sentinel Guard leader and first female. I didn't clown. Careful, ladies.
I had to say that so many times for TV. I finally got it down. That 38 thing.
Beautiful. Yeah. Two of these ladies serve here at the Women's Memorial. Kathleen Pearl is our director here at the memorial. So, like you, Gail, if you have issues, see Kathleen. And Amy Poe works up at the foundation in our history department. Thank you both. Rodriguez, Chris. Roland Gill, Elba. Ryan, Bethany. Scott Johnson, Cynthia. Slaughter, Holly. What? Oh, there you go. Sorry about that. And these ladies represent service to our nation from 1979 to the present. Chris Rodriguez is also one of the folks that works here at the memorial. She also serves with the Army History Department. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Thank you, lady.
Thank you so much. Our next group of ladies include Smith, Sarah, Souter, Terry, Taylor, Kimberly, Thomas, Kate, Toomer, Jessica. Just do.
That's another name I need to add.
In the end. Thank you so much. I love your hair. That's great. Yeah, you bet. Our next group of honorees, Kanisa Trent. And Margaret, forgive me. Margaret Vibulsitaseri. Really? Great. Amy Walker. Werner, Wendy. Williams, Kayla.
My first one was which one?
Trent.
Trent.
Ready? I'm going to put Phyllis in here.
Okay, let me.
Okay. Thank you so much. Our next group of ladies, Wilson, Phyllis, front and center. Wingo, Andrea. Yanez, Elida. Young, Carla. Zipo Rodriguez, Irene.
So Gail says, isn't this crazy the way we're doing this? And I said, yeah, but it's a good crazy, don't you?
Okay, I'm full, ladies.
Ooh. Beautiful.
You're amazing, huh?
Sorry, we're army. I'm army.
Yep, arm.
Yep.
Some good corners going.
Yeah.
And our last honoree, you get to do this all by yourself, Jennifer Nantavago. What? Wait.
Tressa Hikari.
Tressa
Hikari.
Hikari. Tressa, are you here?
I think I might be saying it wrong. Tress. That's
Tress. And Jennifer, are you here, Jennifer? Ah, thank you.
I ran out of fingers saying A, B, C, and some of them missed an H
Beautiful. Oh, wow. So that should be all of our honors. Now, we have, we want, oh, we have another.
Lindsay Rawling.
Lindsay Rawling.
We have her.
Are you here, Lindsay?
So we're just trying to make it last a little bit longer, make you a little bit more hungry, so that way the food
Yeah.
that we
Is
got
this
will
Lindsay?
taste even better.
Is this Lindsay? Yay, Lindsay. Thank you. So you're on the spot, Lindsay.
See, she was army. She's like,
Yeah, that's okay.
that's
Yeah.
the way it should be.
Gorgeous.
So for all you that have the opportunity to see the quilts, be sure to pay attention because in the quilted part, and here's an eagle, for example, Gail has some special skills And if you look at the quilting part very closely, you're gonna find some really beautiful things that you're like, how does she do it? It's like freehand on paper, but she's got this big machine that she does it.
And we are privileged today to have two special guests with us that we'd like to honor. First is Ann Berry. Ann, can you join us? Thank you. Ann is the Secretary of the Senate, and we are so honored to have you with us. And just to show that we have no gender bias here, we have a very special guest and the former Chief of Staff of the Air Force, General Norm Swartz. Could you come, General? We'd like to honor you as well. Did we lose him? Oh my gosh.
Can Susie come up?
Susie, are you still here? Oh, come on. It's even better. And this is Miss Susie Swartz. Oh.
He was a little bit late to get there, so.
See, we give out a lot of these, and it's kind of rare that we give so many women, and now, but we don't discriminate because we always give guys. So, but this is, it's upside down. Am I got it right? Yeah, no. Okay, there you go. Now I do. You tell me to be who's and all when you get
Gail's asking, did we get them all? And I bet you there may be some in here that we have not yet done. Please let us know. Come see us before that. And a quick aside, Marilla Cushman, who's our Master of Ceremonies today, if you were noticing, she did not receive a quilt today because she's already been a recipient of a quilt from Quilts of Honor previously, and that's the reason she's not receiving it today for her service. Thank you.
Phyllis always takes care of us. Thank you so much, Phyllis. So, Anne Marie,
My turn.
your turn.
Thank you. Okay, so I think the Quilts of Honor team, think about this. They had to make all of these quilts, plus some that they gave the Sentinels and for the Old Guard. And so they've been a little bit busy. So if you could just help them have some energy to thank them again. So we have the Army to thank because the leadership that Gail learned while she was serving, she continues to apply to honor our nation and the service and our veterans and families. So thank you, Gail, so much. And all of you for coming here.
This is not a one-man job. It takes a lot of people to do what we do, and this is a very dedicated team. We go often, many states, but you got to go with people you like, because it's terrible to have to stay with somebody for 7 days if you don't like it. You know, it's like if they put too many crumbs in the back seat or something like that. But they're so dedicated that yesterday when I played in the pouring rain, they stood out there with me and got soaking wet, and I had a wool coat on so the water didn't go through, but they all got soaked. So that's dedication, and I'm very fortunate to have a blessed crew and a lot of volunteers that keep making these quilts. And a quilt takes, so that you know, anywhere from a week to 6 months to make. And so it's not just something we pop out here and there. So I'm blessed that you all came today and that we were able to honor you. I especially want to thank the memorial for having us and letting us hang those quilts in the memorial for everybody to see. And they are our artwork. They truly are. Thank you.
So as you all know, I mean, and Phyllis educated me actually earlier in the summer that almost 3 million women have served our country, and 300,000 in the Military Women's Memorial Stories is a lot, but it's not enough. I think we can all agree with that. And so while we could only have a certain number of people here today, we wanted to be able to recognize as many service members as we could, both active duty and those that have served in the past, as possible. And so we asked all the honorees, could you just please send us some names of women that have served that you want to have recognized? And I kind of see this as a first year thing, and we have thousands of names. And thanks to the help of one of our first artists, Kristen Goodwin, she and I have put together a piece of art that is the beginning of getting more than 300,000. And so when we all leave here, I challenge you to make a difference and help other people sign up, because we should not have to tell people our services of value, our stories, what we're doing today as mothers, as sisters and aunts and all grandmothers. Our family should know it, and I'm hoping that your kids, the kids that are in the audience, understand that, and that others can begin to understand that as well. So this flag represents all the women that were shared by all of you and the folks that weren't able to be here. So there's thousands of names on this, and we're still adding names to it. And it's a flag that is actually, it's a digital art, because I'm not an artist, but it's a digital art because what we wanted to do is show that it's moving. And the fiber, the very fiber of this flag are the names of women veterans and active duty. And so I ask you to take up this charge with me and help me fill out this flag so that when we have a huge flag, every fiber will be represented by the voluntary service of women to our country. What we do every day, whether it be the jobs that you go to or at home with our families, you know, I really couldn't do this without my family. So today's afternoon activities, which is part of the Summer with the Arts Family Fall Arts Festival, is all about celebrating art, our stories, having some socialization time, which we all didn't have a whole lot, but we're going to be safe about it. But I want to thank my family and all of your families for joining us today, because without them, we wouldn't be here. And so as we move forward, we're going to continue to do this, and you're going to continue to send us names, and hopefully have your friends send names, because it matters and it's relevant. And especially in a time like this, the number one growing population of veterans is women. And so if we can't fill up this flag, then we're hurting. But we're not. We can do this. So as you're leaving today, there is a silent auction on the right-hand side when you walk out, and at about 4:30, it will be announced who the winner is on each of those pieces. Those funds will help fund programs like this and some of this one as well, so that we can do this in the future. All the artwork that is up is for sale, but that money 100% goes to the artist. So we're a very small nonprofit from a nucleus of female veterans that actually put Uniting Us together. And we work with other phenomenal nonprofits like Quilts of Valor and the Military Women's Memorial to try to do more with the few dollars that we have. But it's all about working together and having a stronger community. So I just want to thank everyone for coming today, and I hope that you can enjoy the afternoon. And art demonstrations, artwork, food, beverages, and enjoy yourself. And if you need anything, just track down Gail.
So as we close and get ready to go, I wanted to share with you my devotion this morning was 1 Corinthians verse 12. And that's where it talks about all of us are given special talents and we come together to serve each other. And I can't, Lord works in mysterious ways. I guess that was given to me as a message for all of you, that we can't thank you enough for bringing your special talents to us and for letting us be the recipients, and for all of you to be the ability to honor you for your service and what you bring to the nation. So thank you very, very much for being here today. As Anne Marie said, we have lots of refreshments in the gallery for you, as well as we want you to take your time to see this extraordinary pieces of art that we've had here for some 3 months over the summer. It's been such a privilege to be able to have those items here and to be able to lift the talent of so many veterans and active duty and family members as well. So what we would ask, we'd like to take some photographs. So we would like the recipients to be able to leave first and assemble. We're going to assemble out on the plaza by the pool for pictures. And then the rest of you folks can depart and take advantage of the luncheon.